Let us all welcome the great Emperor Bindusara.
Ashoka, you have reached the age of maturity and your time has come to prove your mettle. The city of Takshashila is in turmoil, facing a dangerous revolt. I'm sending you there to restore order and assert the empire's authority.
Yet, Father, I will not fail you. I will go to Takshashila and quell this rebellion swiftly. The strength of the Mauryan Empire will be upheld.
My lord, the situation in Takshashila is delicate. You will need both strategies and strength. We have prepared provisions and troops to support you. Be cautious and decisive, my lord.
I understand. Father, I will ensure that Takshashila is brought under our control. And my commitment is unwavering.
You carry the weight of our expectations with you, Ashoka. Let your actions reflect our empire's honor. Remember, you are not only representing our dynasty, but also the ideals of this great empire.
May I take your leave, Father?
Yes, son, you may. Vijay Bhava. You have made me proud, Ashoka. Your actions reflect the honor of our house and the greatness of our rule. As we celebrate this achievement, let us look forward to even greater triumphs and continued prosperity under your stewardship.
ನಟರಾಜ ನಟರಾಜ
नमामि नमामि ईश्वरनाट्य पूजितम् नमामि नमामि शङ्करपादवन्दितम् ಗೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳ ನಾದ ತೂತನಂ ಪಾದಗಳ ಕುಣಿತಾಧೀತನಂ ಸಂಗೀತ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಆನಂದ ಆಲಾಪವೇ ತನಧಿರನ ಧಿರನ ತನದೇ ರಾಗ ತಾಳ ನಾಟ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ನಾದ ವೇದ ಕಾವ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ರಾಗ ತಾಳ ನಾಟ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ನಾದ ವೇದ ಕಾವ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ಮನೋಹರ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗೆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ತನನಂ ಸಂಗೀತ ಲೀಲೋತ್ಸವಂ ಸಾಗೆಯೋ ಸತ್ತಿರೋ ತಾಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡುವ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಯಾನ ಹಾಡಿನ ನಿಬ್ಬಣ ಕಾಣ ಇಂದು ಹಬ್ಬವೇ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಣ ಮಾಧುರ್ಯವೇ ಸಂತೋಷವೇ ಆಂತರ್ಯವೇ ಶೃಂಗಾರವೇ ನೀನಾದ ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈಸೆರೆ ನಮಾಮಿ ನಮಾಮಿ ಈಶ್ವರನಾಟ್ಯ ಪೂಜಿತಂ ನಮಾಮಿ ನಮಾಮಿ ಶಂಕರಪಾದ ವಂದಿತಂ ಗೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳ ನಾದ ತೂತನಂ ಪಾದಗಳ ಕುಣಿತಾಧೀತನಂ ಸಂಗೀತ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಆನಂದ ಆಲಾಪವೇ ತನಧಿರನ ಧಿರನ ತನದೇ ರಾಗ ತಾಳ ನಾಟ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ನಾದ ವೇದ ಕಾವ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ರಾಗ ತಾಳ ನಾಟ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ ನಾದ ವೇದ ಕಾವ್ಯಂ ನಟರಾಜ ಸುಂದರಂ
including those closest to him. Oh, how my light dimmed that fateful night. As I turned my gaze upon the realm, I saw Ashoka, the prince of great promise and fervent ambition, commit a deed that would forever cast a shadow on his path.
His own brother, Sushim, lay before him, a victim of ambition's cold grip. As the stars looked on, In silent despair, I couldn't help but weep for the loss of family bonds torn apart.
Your Majesty, it is said that the measure of a ruler is in the greatness of their deeds. The peace and prosperity that have flourished under your reign is a testament to unparalleled wisdom and benevolence.
Truly, Maharaj, you are the greatest ruler of our time. Your Majesty, the history books will remember you not only as a great conqueror, but as a wise and compassionate ruler who has transformed an empire. The story of your reign will be told with reverence and admiration for centuries to come.
All of that is good. But to secure the future of our empire, we must conquer Kalinga. Senapati, Kalinga has always been a formidable challenge, an Achilles heel in our empire. Its resistance has been a thorn on our side for far too long. And I am resolved to conquer it and bring it under our control.
Your Majesty, Kalinga indeed is a stronghold of defiance. The terrain is rugged and the forces are fiercely independent. However, with careful strategy and our resources, it is not beyond our reach. We have the strength and capability to launch a successful campaign. I propose a two-pronged strategy. A force which will engage with the Kalingan troops directly, and another to cut off their supply lines. This will reduce their ability to resist.
A strategy, a sound strategy. We must ensure that our troops are well prepared for the harsh terrain and the tenacity of the Kalinga defenders. Their spirit will not be easily broken. But with our strength and resolve, we can achieve victory!
Victory! Victory! Victory!
Yes, Your Majesty, I will mobilize our troops immediately.
The war will commence and Ashoka will witness what the women of Kalinga are all about.
Oh ho! The ladies of Kalinga are hatching a plan to wage war against the great Ashoka.
Look here, O evil Ashoka. The war is not over till the women of Kalinga shed their last drop of blood from their bodies.
I appreciate your courage, brave lady. But I think you're being quite imbecile to sacrifice your precious life for a war that you've already lost. But may I know the name of the one who dared to speak to the great Ashoka with such audacity?
I am Karuvaki, the daughter of a fisherman, but a proud native of Kalinga, and I will not let my motherland slip into the hands of a demon like you.
The word demon also sounds lyrical to my ears from a beautiful lady like you.
Your charms are not going to work. You will not be able to distract us from our goal.
Well, well, young lady. Then you all must get ready to die. Let us all meet in the battlefield tomorrow.
Jai Bhavani!
The next day, there was a vehement battle between Ashoka and the women of Kalinga. But here too, Ashoka won.
सुनो 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 भाई सुनो.
Ashoka, our great emperor, has conquered Kalinga.
महाराज की जय हो.
Maharaj ki jai ho!
महाराज की जय हो.
Maharaj ki jai ho!
महाराज की जय हो.
Maharaj ki jai ho!
Ashoka ventures out to roam the city, and all he could see were burned houses and scattered corpses. Ashoka walks through the river of bloodshed, dead bodies, people crying, sorrow all around.
Look, Ashoka. Look at what you have done. What wrath have you brought upon these innocent people?
Who are you? Where did you suddenly emerge from? Are you one of those brave ladies of Kalinga who fought in this war?
I am the Daya River. I was a helpless witness to this horrific war. Look all around you, Ashoka. Can you see any sign of life? Look at me. My waters have nourished the people of Kalinga for ages. I was their mother. And now, the lifeless bodies of my children are floating all over me. You have killed them all, Ashoka. You will never get redemption from this grave sin. My sacred waters, which were used for worshipping God, has now become impure with the blood of countless innocent lives. Look, my sparkling waters have now all turned red. I used to be an embodiment of holiness, but now I symbolize death, destruction, and doom.
But Daya, this was a war. In war, we'll have bodies and bloodshed. Ultimately, it is victory that matters.
Look all around you, Ashoka. How can you consider yourself victorious at the cost of so many lives? Look at yourself. Your hands are stained with blood. This war will be considered an empty and shallow victory because of the massive loss of lives. And
you will be remembered as the most vicious ruler in the history of time. The world will never forgive you, Ashoka. Nobody will ever remember you as a great monarch, but as the most evil and vicious ruler that time has ever seen. Henceforth, the world will know you as Chanda Ashoka.
Ashoka looks terrified. He covers his ears with his hands and runs away, but only to find more corpses around him. He walks around the battlefield with horror in his eyes. He then suddenly sees a blind old woman sitting beside the corpse of a young boy.
Mother, can I help you in some way?
Mother, who calls me mother? My only child, my son, passed away years ago.
But what are you doing here on the battlefield, Mother? What happened?
What happened? Today, I lost my beloved grandson to this gruesome war. He was the only one left by my side, the last lamp of our family. After my son passed away, I kept on living only for my grandson. He was the sole reason for my existence. And today, he too is gone. I cannot fathom living without him. How can I? Can you do me a favor, my child?
Sure, Mother. Please tell me.
As you can see, I'm old, blind, and crippled. Please take me to Daya River. Let me submerge myself in her sacred waters and put an end to this wretched life.
No, Mother, no. No, Mother, please don't do this. No. No, Mother, please don't do this. I will help you. I will be your son. Your own son.
No, my child. I do not wish to live anymore. There's nothing left for me anymore. That merciless demon Ashoka has set my motherland Kalinga on a funeral pyre. His greed for power has wiped out so many innocent lives. God will never forgive him. Never! But who are you, my child? Why do you wish to help me? Who are you?
I am.
And Ashoka runs away from there, guilty and ashamed. His emphatic victory gradually started to lose its importance. He starts feeling empty. He then comes across the corpse of a young boy. He picks up the boy in his arms. Wherever he looks, he can only see numerous lifeless bodies stretching across miles and miles of land. He's shattered and he cries out loudly.
Ah! Here I stand, amidst echoes of a triumph that feels more like a tragedy. The conquest of Kalinga, what was meant to be a testament of my strength, has become a monument of my own failings. My own failings. The lands I sought to claim, the people I sought to subdue, their painful wails now echo me in my conscience. These hands, once celebrated victory, are now marked by the blood of countless lives. Every drop reminds me the true prince of my ambition. The battlefield, once seen as a place of glory, is now haunted by the spirit of those who died, silently accusing me through the haze of my own pride. How can I atone for such suffering? How can I make amends for the lives lost or the families torn apart? Help me, please. Help me, please. Help me. Someone help me. Wise monk, you have come here amidst the ruins of this terrible battle. Do you not see the pain and suffering that stains this land? I am Ashoka, the ruler who waged this war. But now, I stand here burdened with guilt for the destruction I have caused. Can you please offer me guidance?
I see the weight of sorrow in your eyes. The battlefield bears witness to much suffering. But it is in the moments of deep remorse that true understanding can emerge. What troubles you the most in the place of sorrow?
The suffering I see here, the lives lost, the homes destroyed, haunts me. I thought I saw power and glory. But now, all I see is the horror of my actions. I wish to make amends, but I'm lost in how to start.
The path to healing starts with the sincere efforts to elevate the suffering you have caused. True sincerity comes from within. Act not out of guilt, but from a place of genuine desire to help others. Your actions will speak louder than words. By consistently practicing compassion and striving to improve the lives of those around you, you will demonstrate the sincerity of your transformation.
Ashoka, I know that right now you may be feeling that your soul has been engulfed in darkness. But you trust me, my son. You can abolish this darkness and unleash your soul from its grasp.
But how? Is that ever really possible?
The light of a righteous purpose will defeat the darkness that is drowning you. The righteous purpose is helping people and creating a difference in their lives with your kindness and benevolence.
Ashoka, look around you. The silence that follows a storm is heavy with the echoes of what has transpired. The land is scarred. The people are grieving. And the weight of your actions rests upon your shoulders. But even in this moment of sorrow, there's a path to forward, a path that leads to true healing and peace. Let me guide you on this journey towards true peace. Walk with me in this pursuit of a new way of ruling, one where every action is measured by its impact on others. Every decision is made with the welfare of all in mind. Embrace this path, Ashoka, and find solace not in the accolades of conquest, but in the quiet, enduring satisfaction of having made a positive difference in the world. Your journey towards redemption starts here. transformation is a powerful reminder that even those who have caused great harm can seek to make amends and create a positive impact. The principles he adopted, inspired by the teachings of Buddha, guided him towards a rule characterized by compassion, fairness, and respect for all life.
My dear Devi, I have been contemplating in how to spread the teachings of Lord Buddha. Most of us people are living in the darkness of ignorance and suffering. We need to enlighten our minds with the pearls of Buddhism. This will help us promote peace and harmony in our empire. What about building a stupa at Sanchi?
That's a very good thought, my lord. As you know, I have always envisaged the welfare of the people. Sanchi is indeed a sacred site, not only because it is my birthplace, but it also stands as a testimony to our wedding and new beginning of our life. We can build this stupa, which will not only honor the teachings of Lord Buddha, but also bring solace to the people.
Exactly. And I envision it as a center of learning and meditation where monks and scholars can gather to discuss and disseminate the Buddha's message.
And when do you plan to lay the foundation? I'm proud to be a part of this noble endeavor. May the Sanchi Stupa bring peace and enlightenment to our people.
My dear Devi, I choose you to supervise the construction of this monument, while I wish to appoint people to propagate the morals of Buddhism and create inscriptions on rocks and pillars about the Buddhist religion and philosophy.
To spread the message of Buddhism, King Ashoka sent missionaries in 9 different directions. That included countries like Sri Lanka, Egypt, Macedonia, etc. He even sent his eldest daughter Sangamitra and his beloved son Mahendra to Sri Lanka, then known as Tamraparni. They renounced their secular world and took initiation in Buddhism.
My dear son, Mahendra, and my beloved daughter, Sangamitra, today I'm entrusting you both with a great responsibility. I want you both to go to Tamraparni and meet King Devanampiya Tissa, who also happens to be my friend. Here, take this letter of introduction and tell him that I have sent you to spread the values of Buddhism in his kingdom.
Yes, Father. I have heard that King Tissa is a follower of Lord Buddha himself. Is that true, Father?
Yes, son. You are right. King Tissa is a Buddhist.
Well then, Father, I am sure he is going to welcome us with open arms and help us in this pious mission.
Yes, Father. I think he will lend his guiding hand to our mission. You can have complete faith in us, Father. We will do everything possible to spread the message of Lord Buddha, the message of truth, peace, and non-violence all across Tamraparni.
I am so proud of both of you. Take the blessings of your mother before you embark on this great journey.
May Lord Buddha's blessings be with you. I earnestly hope that you can uplift thousands of people and enliven their lives.
May Lord Buddha's blessings be with you.
As we now reflect on his legacy, let us remember that it is never too late to seek redemption and to strive for a greater good. Ashoka's story reminds us that true greatness is not measured by conquest, but it is measured by the capacity to change, to heal, and to lead with a heart full of compassion.
Ashoka, who was earlier regarded as Chanda Ashoka, the cruel one, transformed completely through his righteous and pious act. And then the world began to call him Dharma Ashoka, the spiritually awakened one.
So Ashoka's transformation remains a timeless testament to the power of redemption and the enduring impact of a life lived in pursuit of peace. Ashoka's story etched into the annals of history and continues to inspire and guide the future generations towards a more compassionate world. Hail Emperor Ashoka! Samrat Ashoka ki jai! Samrat Ashoka ki jai!